The biggest problem that Auckland faces is that as we've grown by, sometimes more than 40,000 people a year, we haven't invested in the infrastructure to cope with that growth. So we didn't put enough into the transport network, and that led to transport traffic congestion. We didn't put enough into housing, which led to a shortage of and unaffordability of housing for people. And we didn't do enough to protect our environment in the way that we needed to. For example, to stop sewage overflows onto our beaches every time that it rained. Those were the key problems, but we've met those problems. We've seen them as opportunities to do better. So $29 billion now into our 10-year transport investment project. We've investing in a central interceptor that will stop wastewater overflowing into our harbours. We've done things to improve our environment and to make this a cleaner and greener place for our city to be. Those are important changes, and we've done that while keeping our rate increases in Auckland to lower than any other significant city in New Zealand. Yeah, well, there's so many things, projects that we're working on at the moment. If you're living out in East Auckland, in Pakuranga or Howick, for example, we'll complete the first stage of the $1.4 billion Eastern Busway, so that we'll have much better, much faster bus services for people in that area, and then we'll go on to build that further through to Botany, and from Botany to the airport. So that will be a big improvement for people in the east. If you're living in the north, we're extending the Northern Busway and building new bus stations there. If you're living in the northwest, we're about to announce that we're going to put in place new dedicated bus lanes that allow people to move more quickly from the northwest and into the city, and in both directions, in fact. So those things are going to be important. This year we're starting work on the central interceptor. That will be a massive tunnel that will go from the centre of the city through to the Mangere wastewater pond, so that we can deal with population growth, deal properly with our wastewater, and again stop the effluent flowing out onto the beaches. We're separating stormwater from wastewater, again because every time it rains in Auckland we get waste spilling into our harbours, and we need to stop that. We're working really hard on our value for money program, and we will save $1 billion over the 10-year policy program for the budget by stopping waste, stopping duplication, finding better ways of doing things. We're reforming our CCOs so that they're accountable and responsive to the people of Auckland. That's what people asked for during the election campaign. All of those things are going to happen in the near future, and of course what we're going to do is we're going to host some really important international occasions in just over a year's time, starting with the America's Cup, which will be screened internationally, looking at the Women's Rugby World Cup and the Women's Cricket World Cup and the Men's Softball International Championship, and of course we'll end up hosting APEC and all of the important leaders, including the President of China, coming to Auckland at the end of 2021. We'll do those successfully. Well, I was really grateful for the strong support that I got right across Auckland in every area from the people of our city to get a 100,000 majority, the biggest ever majority in the history of this city. And I want to thank in particular today the Chinese community for the very strong support and loyal support that they gave to me as a mayor, giving me a strong mandate for my second term in office.